Hello BTS lover. The latest news from the world of K-pop again shook the hearts of the ARMY around the world. This time, not because of an appearance on stage or a surprise collaboration, but because of a letter. Yes, just a letter, but it contains emotional words from Jungkook to Kim Taehyung that are said to make BTS's V cry in the military. The letter became a hot topic of discussion after a close source leaked its emotional content. Although full of caution, this leak has touched millions of fans' hearts. Many do not think that Jungkook, which has been known as a strong magne, it turns out that it holds many untold things about his relationship with Taehyung. In that letter written by hand, Jungkook started with a simple but warm greeting. Hyung, I hope you're okay there. I know we can't talk much now, but I want you to know how much I miss you. That sentence alone is enough to imagine the severity of the separation of two friends who have spent more than a decade together, from trainee times, debuts, to becoming a global legend. In more detail, Jungkook wrote, I remember the night before you left. You told me to stay strong, but you don't know. I had to hold back crying all night because I didn't want you to see me weak. This passage is said to be the most touching moment that made Taehyung unable to hold back tears when reading it. In fact, a military officer familiar with the situation said that Taehyung was seen sitting for a long time in the corner of the dugout, holding the letter tightly while staring at the ceiling with teary eyes. The letter contains not only longing, but also sincere expressions of affection. Jungkook, you always said that I was like your sister, but actually, I feel like home. You're my go-to place whenever the world gets too noisy. Without you around, everything feels empty. Not only does it show the depth of their relationship, the contents of this letter also show how big Taehyung's role in Jungkook's life is. It is not surprising that many fans refer to both as soulmates or connected souls, go beyond just group mates. Even more moving is the final part of the letter, in which Jungkook writes, I will continue to write for you. Maybe you can't reply right away, but I'll be waiting for you. When we meet again later, I'll hold you tight and won't let go too soon. The reaction from the ARMY was incredible. Many wrote that they cried reading the excerpts of the letter. On social media, the hashtags #Jungkook letter to Taehyung and #Taekook became trending topics in various countries. Others posted fan art depicting two young men in military clothes hugging each other in the middle of a field of spring flowers, described the hope of reuniting two hearts that yearn for each other. This letter is not only a symbol of affection between the two BTS members, but also a reminder that behind the sparkling world of entertainment, there are deep and pure human relationships. That idols also feel longing, loss, and love in a very real way. Some fans even took the initiative to collect letters of support to be sent to both through the agency, as a form of love and consolation during the challenging period of conscription. They believe that even though Taehyung and Jungkook are far apart, their hearts remain connected. At the moment, there is no official confirmation from HYB regarding the letter. But based on the emotional response of the fans and internal testimonies, the letter seems to be true. If this is part of the private letters they sent each other during the military, you can imagine how many memories and feelings are hidden in each line of the sentence. In the world of K-pop is often enlivened by the stage, the song, and the spotlight of the camera. This letter comes like a breath of fresh air, a story of sincere humanity, proving that true love, longing, and friendship can never be covered, even by military uniforms or even barracks walls. And for ARMY around the world, Jungkook's letter to Taehyung will always be remembered as proof that brotherly love knows no distance, time, or even the silence of the world. Since the beginning of their debut as part of BTS, Jungkook and Taehyung have always had a relationship that is more than just co-workers. Their closeness is undeniable. Starting from small moments behind the stage, dance practice videos, until the live broadcast in which they flirt with each other, all showed a strong and sincere bond. However, the recently revealed letter proves that what is happening behind the camera goes much deeper than the public can see. In the harsh military world, where emotions are often suppressed and routine becomes monotonous, letters become one of the comforts of the soul. And to Taehyung, a letter from Jungkook feels like an oasis in the middle of the desert. The day when the letter arrived was rumored to be a very quiet day in the unit where Taehyung served. He did not speak much to anyone, only sat for a long time in a corner of the barracks after receiving a simple envelope with his own hand on it. To Kim Taehyung of Jungkook. The soldiers around him did not immediately know what the letter contained, but the look on Taehyung's face that changed from a slight smile to a glassy look said it all. Sometime after reading it, he even rewrote something in his little notebook, something only he and perhaps Jungkook can understand. The letter is not just writing, but the emotional journey of two friends separated by distance and time. Some of the sentences in the letter have now spread in the ARMY community. One of them reads, "Hyung, I know you always look calm and mature in front of others, but I also know you keep a lot of things inside. Never feel alone. If the night feels lonely, remember that I'm somewhere else also see the same stars as you." The phrase instantly became a favorite quote of fans. Many make it a mobile wallpaper. Many also make temporary tattoos with the inscription as a symbol of love and friendship. More than words, the sentence is a hug from a distance. From the reports of some fan bases, it is known that the letter was written in black ink on plain white paper, without any embellishment. But it's precisely that simplicity that makes it feel so personal. Jungkook doesn't try to make her beautiful or stylish. He just writes down his feelings, with all the longing that runs from fingers to paper. One of the most electrifying passages is written in the middle paragraph of the letter. "I used to think, what would it be like if I could pull back time? Back in time the two of us first took the bus to rehearsal, sitting side by side and not knowing anything about the world. At that time we had nothing but dreams, but it felt so complete. Now, even with all the accomplishments, it feels empty without you." This part, according to an ARMY officer in Korea, was the trigger for Taehyung's tears. It is said that after reading the passage, he closed his letter slowly, looked out the window, and said quietly, "Jungkook," before looking down and falling silent. This letter has created a wave of emotions among fans, and even some Korean celebrities who are also BTS fans wrote their comments. A young actress wrote on social media, "Such relationships are rare. Not just a group of people, but a group of people. I wish everyone had someone who could write him a letter like that." What makes this letter even more touching is the fact that Jungkook, not only talking about the past or a sense of loss, but also about hope. At the end of the letter, he wrote, "When that day comes, when we are all free, I want us to sit somewhere quiet. Not talk about the past, but just to sit, look at each other, and know that we made it together." That sentence felt like a promise, not only to Taehyung, but also to ARMY, that their friendship will continue to exist, no matter the situation. It doesn't matter what kind of world awaits after the draft is completed. The letter, for some, may be just a piece of paper. But for fans, it is clear proof that the relationship that exists between two human beings can be stronger than anything. In this busy and sometimes cruel world, a single letter can be a shield from loneliness, and one sentence can be a little light on a dark day. Now the ARMY awaits whether Taehyung will reply to the letter publicly. But as many people say, sometimes love does not always need to be announced. It can live in silence, in memories, and in letters kept neatly under the pillow. If true, this letter became the beginning of more personal correspondence between them. The world may never know all the details, but for sure, the love that exists between Jungkook and Taehyung is too strong to be hidden. Every sentence they write may never reach the eyes of the world, but they will live on in their hearts, and in the hearts of the loyal fans watching their story. Eventually, Jungkook's letter to Taehyung becomes a symbol that behind the fame, achievement, and the spotlight of the world's lights, there are two hearts that keep beating in the same rhythm.